Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay, and with me is Ramya with the Midday News. The headlines. Jagdeep Dhankar sworn in as the 14th Vice President of India. President Draupadi Murmu administers him the oath of office at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Union Cabinet approves extension of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban Housing for All mission up to December end 2024. Delhi government makes face mask wearing mandatory in public places following surge in COVID cases. BJP raises questions on the education model of Delhi government, claiming several schools closed in the last 8 years in the national capital. CBI arrests Trinamool Congress leader Anubroto Mondal in connection with cattle smuggling case. Election Commission hosting a virtual meet of the Asian Regional Forum in New Delhi today. Raksha Bandhan, the festival of special bond between brothers and sisters, been celebrated with traditional reverence and gaiety. Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrates the festival with young girls at his residence. And UN Security Council to hold emergency meeting today on crisis at Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear complex. Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar was sworn in as the 14th Vice President of India today. President Draupadi Murmu administered the oath of office to Mr. Dhankar at Rashtrapati Bhavan.
मैं जगदीप धनखड़ ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि
मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा तथा जिस पद को मैं ग्रहण करने वाला हूं उसके कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक निर्वहन करूंगा।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, former President Ramnath Kovind, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and many union ministers were present at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Ahead of the swearing-in ceremony, Mr. Dhankar paid tributes to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, at Rajghat this morning. He placed a wreath at Gandhiji's memorial and bowed before the Samadhi with folded hands. Mr. Dhankar said in the serene sublimity of Rajghat while paying respects to Pujya Bapu, he felt blessed, inspired and motivated to be ever in service of Bharat. Mr. Dhankar was elected as Vice President on August the 6th. He secured 74.36%, the highest ever votes received in the last 6 vice presidential elections held since 1997. He defeated the opposition's Margaret Alva by a margin of 400 votes. Mr. Dhankar was appointed as the Governor of Bengal in 2019. He resigned from the post on July the 17th after his name was announced as the vice presidential candidate of the National Democratic Alliance. The Union Cabinet has approved continuation of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban PMAYU Housing for All mission up to the 31st of December 2024. Under the scheme, financial assistance has been provided for the completion of over 122 lakh houses, which are already sanctioned till the 31st of March this year. The PMAYU is one of the major flagship programs of the government to provide all-weather Pakka houses to all eligible beneficiaries in the urban areas. It is implemented through states, union territories and central nodal agencies. The extension of the scheme has been done on the request of states and UTs. Central assistance approved under the scheme since 2015 is 2,03,000 crore rupees against 20,000 crore rupees in 2004-2014. Talking to AIR News, Minister of State for Urban Affairs, Kaushal Kishore said,
प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने 2022 तक के सभी लोगों को आवास की योजना लागू की थी, जिसमें अब शहरी आवास में 1,22,00,000 लोगों को अभी तक के आवास मंजूर किए जा चुके हैं डिमांड के आधार पर। अब प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने ये सीमा बढ़ा करके सन 2024 तक कर दिया है। शहरी क्षेत्र में जिन लोगों को भी आवास अभी रह गए हैं मिलने के लिए, उन सभी लोगों को आवास उपलब्ध कराने का काम किया जाएगा। ये प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी की योजना है। मैं इसके लिए उनका आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ, धन्यवाद देता हूं। सभी राज्यों की जितनी भी डिमांड भेजेंगे शहरी क्षेत्र में सभी डिमांड पूरी की जाएगी। हाउस फॉर ऑल योजना है, सभी को घर देने की योजना है, इसलिए कोई भी बचेगा नहीं, सभी को आवास दिए जाएंगे जिनको आवास की जरूरत है। हमारी केंद्र सरकार 1.5 लाख रुपए देती है और राज्य सरकार को 1 लाख रुपए देना होता है। 2,50,000 रुपया दिया जाता है।
Maharashtra government has decided to double the amount of compensation for farmers affected by last month's excessive rains. The decision was taken in the first cabinet meeting of Eknath Shinde-led state government yesterday. The state cabinet decided to double the amount of compensation from the current 6,800 rupees per hectare as per the current National Disaster Response Fund norms. In addition, the cabinet decided to extend application of NDRF norms for damage to crops up to 3 hectares as against the earlier 2. The cabinet also approved the revised proposal for Mumbai Metro 3 project with the increase in the cost by around 10,000 crore rupees. The total length of this route is 33.5 kilometers, which is entirely underground. Also, the cabinet gave approval for the establishing a new government medical college by upgrading the district general hospital attached to the college at Ratnagiri. Prime Minister Narendra Modi dedicated to the nation the second-generation ethanol plant at Panipat in Haryana through video conferencing yesterday. Addressing the gathering, the Prime Minister said the second-generation ethanol plant will strengthen the effort to boost production and usage of biofuels in the country. The Prime Minister asserted the plant will minimize the pollution level in Delhi, NCR and Haryana and also save the environment.
पानीपत हरियाणा समेत पूरे देश के किसानों के लिए बहुत अहम है। ये जो पानीपत में आधुनिक इथेनॉल का प्लांट लगा है, जैविक ईंधन प्लांट बना है, वो तो एक शुरुआत मात्र है। इस प्लांट की वजह से दिल्ली, एनसीआर और पूरे हरियाणा में प्रदूषण कम करने में भी मदद मिलेगी। मैं हरियाणा के लोगों को विशेष रूप से मेरे किसान बहनों भाइयों को बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। हरियाणा के खेत भी ऊर्जा पैदा करके दिखाएंगे। साथियों, प्रकृति की पूजा करने वाले हमारे देश में बायोफ्यूल या जैविक ईंधन प्रकृति की रक्षा का ही एक पर्याय है।
The Delhi government has made face mask wearing mandatory in public places to contain the spread of coronavirus. Those found violating the rule will be liable to pay a fine of 500 rupees. However, it is not applicable to those travelling in a private car. The National Capital reported 2,146 COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours as against 2,495 reported on Tuesday. A health bulletin said 8 people lost their lives due to the virus. The COVID positivity rate of the city has now risen to 17.83%. Number of active cases is 8,205, out of which 5,549 patients are being treated in home isolation. Talking exclusively to AIR News, Director Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Narayan Hospital, Suresh Kumar said the cases in the national capital have been rising recently and it is necessary that people wear masks.
अभी हमने देखा है कि जो कोरोना का पॉजिटिविटी रेट है वो 15% से ऊपर चला गया है और अभी लोकनायक में 70 से अधिक कोरोना के पेशेंट भर्ती हैं और क्योंकि पॉजिटिविटी बढ़ रहा है, नंबर बढ़ रहा है और लोग लापरवाह हो गए, लोग मास्क पहन ही नहीं रहे हैं। तो ये बहुत आवश्यक है कि लोग मास्क पहने और कोविड के जो गाइडलाइंस है उसका पालन करें और इसके साथ साथ हम वैक्सीन भी जो बच्चे हैं जिनको नहीं लगाए उनको लगवाएं और जिन्होंने 3rd डोज नहीं लिया है वो 3rd डोज या प्रिकॉशन डोज, बूस्टर डोज अवश्य लगवाएं क्योंकि जो भी वैक्सीन है उसका जो एंटीबॉडी है वो 6 महीने के बाद उसका लेवल कम हो जाता है और जो कोविड का जो नया स्ट्रेन आ रहा है आजकल, सब वेरिएंट आ रहा है, ओमिक्रॉन का नया स्ट्रेन आ रहा है, ओमिक्रॉन का जो सब वेरिएंट है उसकी वजह से भी थोड़ा सा इंफेक्शन बढ़ सकता है। उससे बचने के लिए सबसे आवश्यक है कि हम मास्क लगाएं और कोविड की गाइडलाइंस का पालन करें।
The centre said that the option of Corbevax as a precaution dose will be available to all persons above 18 years of age. Corbevax is a heterologous vaccine which can be administered to both such persons who took Covaxin and Covishield as first 2 doses. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan has written a letter to all states and union territories in this regard. Talking to AIR News, Chairman of COVID Task Force N.K. Arora said the precaution dose will be available through CoWIN portal from tomorrow.
From 12th August onward, all of us have got another option for booster or precaution. Now, anybody who has got 2 primary doses of either Covaxin or Covishield can get Corbevax as a precaution dose, which will further strengthen the immune status and body fighting capability against COVID. Corbevax is a completely made in India vaccine, and scientific evidence has shown that the body's immune production becomes really robust after getting a precaution dose with Corbevax. At the moment, we all know that free precaution dose is available as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Kaal, and please take the benefit of this and quickly get your precaution dose.
The BJP today questioned the education model of the Delhi government, saying that several schools have been closed in the last 8 years in the national capital. Addressing a press conference in New Delhi, BJP national spokesperson Shehzad Poonawala said the Delhi government had promised to open 500 schools and 20 colleges in its election manifesto, but 31 schools have been closed in the last 8 years.
इन्होंने वादा किया था 500 स्कूल खोलेंगे और 20 नई कॉलेजेस का। 2 डजन से ज्यादा स्कूल, लगभग 31 स्कूल बंद किए गए दिल्ली में पिछले 8 वर्षों, और इस विषय को दिल्ली की विधानसभा में हमारे नेता प्रतिपक्ष बिदुड़ी जी ने उठाया था। दिल्ली के इस 1027 स्कूल्स में 700 स्कूल ऐसे हैं जिनमें 11वीं और 12वीं में साइंस और कॉमर्स ही नहीं। पढ़ेंगे क्या बच्चे? इन 745 स्कूल्स प्रिंसिपल नहीं है, 418 स्कूल्स में वाइस प्रिंसिपल नहीं, 40,000 सीट CWS के भरे ही नहीं गए RTE एक्ट के तहत। इस पर कोर्ट ने इनसे सवाल पूछे।
In West Bengal, TMC leader Anubrata Mondal was arrested by the CBI today in connection with the cattle smuggling case, just days after he skipped another summon by the central agency. Mondal skipped multiple summons citing health issues. The CBI had issued 10 summons to him, but he appeared on only 2 occasions. Today, the agency arrested him for not cooperating with the probe. Mondal was arrested from his residence in Bolpur. He is TMC's Birbhum district president. Anubrata Mondal is the second TMC leader arrested by the CBI after Partho Chatterjee, who is currently in jail for his alleged role in the teacher recruitment scam.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Jagdeep Dhankar sworn in as the 14th Vice President of India. President Draupadi Murmu administers him the oath of office at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Union Cabinet approves extension of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban Housing for All mission up to December end 2024. Delhi government makes face mask wearing mandatory in public places following surge in COVID cases. BJP raises questions on the education model of Delhi government, claiming several schools closed in last 8 years in the national capital. CBI arrests Trinamool Congress leader Anubrata Mondal in connection with cattle smuggling case. Election Commission hosting a virtual meeting of the Asian Regional Forum in New Delhi today. Raksha Bandhan, the festival of special bond between brothers and sisters, being celebrated with traditional reverence and gaiety. Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrates the festival with young girls at his residence. And UN Security Council to hold emergency meeting today on crisis at Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear complex. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
बर्फ से ढके पहाड़,
हवा के साथ झूमते चीड़ चिनार,
झीलों पर तैरते शिकारे,
हरी भरी घाटियों के दिलकश नजारे।
आकाशवाणी समाचार आपके लिए लेकर आया है जम्मू कश्मीर विशेष श्रृंखला एक नई सुबह।
हम बात करते हैं विकास की, निवेश की,
पर्यटन की, संस्कृति की
और रोज हो रहे बदलावों की। FM गोल्ड पर सुनिए हर शुक्रवार रात 9:15 पर आकाशवाणी समाचार की विशेष प्रस्तुति
जम्मू कश्मीर एक नई सुबह।
Welcome back. You're listening to the Midday News. The Election Commission is hosting a virtual meet of the Asian Regional Forum in New Delhi today. The theme of the Regional Forum meet is making our elections inclusive, accessible and participative. It is a precursor to the Global Summit for Democracy to be hosted by the National Electoral Institute of Mexico in the coming month. Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar and Election Commissioner Anup Chandra Pandey will preside over the Asian Regional Forum meet. It will have participation from election management bodies of Mexico, Mauritius, Philippines, Nepal, Uzbekistan, Maldives, and representatives from Association of World Election Bodies and International Foundation for Electoral Systems. The Global Summit and the Regional Forum meets aim at generating synergy amongst international organizations, electoral bodies from the world, and to promote intellectual and institutional mobilization to strengthen electoral democracy in the world. 2 terrorists were killed and 3 soldiers laid down their lives following terrorist attempts to sneak into an army camp in Rajouri district of Jammu and Kashmir in the wee hours today. AIR Jammu correspondent reports 2 terrorists tried to cross the fence of an army camp in Pargal area of Darhal Tehsil, but an alert sentry challenged them. In the exchange of fire, 5 soldiers suffered injuries. Later, 3 of them succumbed to the injuries. The injured are being treated. Security forces have cordoned off the area and additional parties have been dispatched to the location, which is around 6 kilometers from Darhal police station. Details are waited. Yesterday, security forces killed 3 dreaded Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists in an encounter in Budgam district. ADG Police Kashmir Zone Vijay Kumar said that the slain terrorists include Latif Rathar, who was behind the killing of Kashmiri Pandit employee Rahul Bhatt and TV actor Amreen Bhatt in May this year.
Raksha Bandhan, the festival of special bond between brothers and sisters, is being celebrated today across the country. Sisters tie colorful rakhi around the wrist of their brothers and pray for their prosperity, health and well-being. In return, brothers pledge to protect and support their sisters and present them gifts. President Draupadi Murmu has greeted people on the occasion of Raksha Bandhan. Ms. Murmu said, Raksha Bandhan is an expression of love and affection of sisters for their brothers. She said it is also an occasion to reiterate the unbreakable bond between them. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also conveyed greetings to the country on the occasion of Raksha Bandhan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrated Raksha Bandhan with young girls today at his residence. This was a special Raksha Bandhan as these girls are daughters of sweepers, peons, gardeners and drivers working in the Prime Minister's office. Mr. Modi has also greeted the nation on the occasion. In Rajasthan, Raksha Bandhan is being celebrated with traditional reverence and gaiety. On the Indo-Pak border adjoining Bikaner district, girls tied rakhis to BSF jawans. In Badmer district, women soldiers also tied rakhis to BSF personnel posted along the international border with Pakistan.
In Maharashtra, the Department of Cultural Affairs has appealed to women to send digital Tiranga rakhis to soldiers deployed on borders who did not get an opportunity to be with their families on the occasion of Raksha Bandhan today. The department said rakhis can be sent online. Digital rakhis can be sent by logging into the Department of Cultural Affairs website mahaamrut.org. Rakhis will be sent first to the Ministry of Defence, wherefrom they reach the soldiers deployed on the borders. The department has appealed to sisters to participate in large numbers in this initiative. The UN Security Council will hold an emergency meeting today to address the crisis at Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear complex. Kyiv and Moscow accuse each other of having bombed over the power plant. A diplomatic source at the UN headquarters in New York said the Council's 15 member nations would gather at the request of Russia. Meanwhile, heavy fighting raged around the eastern Ukrainian town of Paiskai as Russia pressed its campaign to seize all of the industrialized Donbas region. Comprising Luhansk and Donetsk province, Donbas region became Moscow's main objective after it failed to seize the capital Kyiv at the start of the war in February. Luhansk is now almost completely under Russian control. However, Donetsk is still holding out.
U.S. House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi has said that the United States cannot allow China to normalize a new level of pressure on Taiwan as Beijing conducted military drills around the island nation. Issuing a stern warning to Beijing, Ms. Pelosi said China is trying to establish sort of a new normal and the U.S. just cannot let that happen. China yesterday announced to end military drills around Taiwan but asserted that it will continue regular patrols around the island nation. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has proposed a 3-man commission comprising Prime Minister Narendra Modi, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and Pope Francis for global peace. The Mexican president is planning to submit a written proposal to the UN to create the commission made up of 3 world leaders including PM Modi to promote a world truce for a period of 5 years. The Mexican president said the aim of the commission is to present a proposal to stop the wars around the world and reach an agreement to seek a truce for at least 5 years.
India and the United Kingdom are working intensively to conclude talks on a free trade agreement FTA by the end of October this year. Ministry of Commerce and Industry said India and the UK concluded the 5th round of talks for an FTA on the 29th of last month. In the fifth round of negotiations, technical experts from both the sides came together to discuss 15 policy areas. Presently, India is engaged in FTA negotiations with some of its trading partners, including the European Union, Canada, and Israel. And now let's listen to a special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव। Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we pay tribute to the legendary freedom fighter Khudiram Bose, who was executed by the British on the 11th of August 1908. He was only 18 years old when he was sentenced to death, making him one of the youngest martyrs of the Indian independence movement.
Khudiram Bose was born on the 3rd of December 1889 in Mohabani, Midnapur, West Bengal. In 1908, Bose was appointed to kill British magistrate Douglas Kingsford, who was unpopular for passing harsh and cruel sentences on young political activists.
On 20th April 1908, Bose and Prafulla Kumar Chaki threw a bomb at a carriage believed to be carrying Kingsford outside the European Club. But the carriage was occupied by the wife and daughter of barrister Pringle Kennedy, a leading pleader at the Muzaffarpur bar.
News of the attack swept the entire town, and the Calcutta police were summoned to apprehend the duo. While Bose was apprehended at Vaini train station, where he had arrived the next morning after walking 25 kilometers, Prafulla Kumar ended his life just before being arrested.
The entire community gathered around Bose when he was led handcuffed to the Muzaffarpur police station. After numerous trials and hearings, Khudiram was sentenced to death and executed on the 11th of August 1908.
Such was the spirit of Khudiram Bose that he was smiling while mounting the scaffold. Large crowds thronged the route through which his body was taken out in procession. People kept throwing flowers, silently acknowledging his sacrifice for the cause of freedom. AIR News salutes the great revolutionary.
We also remember nationalist Ram Kalyan, who was martyred on the 11th of August 1947. A resident of erstwhile Bundi state, now in Rajasthan, Kalyan took part in the Bundi workers' struggle in August 1947. On the 5th of August 1947, the workers went on a hunger strike to get their demands redressed. The police arrested and detained a large number of workers and their leaders.
Undeterred, the workers continued their struggle with public support and organized a massive rally on the 11th of August 1947. When the rallists marched with the national flags in their hands, the armed policemen opened fire on them, causing serious injuries to many. Ram Kalyan received severe bullet wounds on his chest and died the same day. We salute the brave son of the soil.
We remember independence activists Chandarma Prasad and Siyambarm, resident of Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh, who took part in the Quit India movement at their native place. While taking part in a Quit India rally on the 11th of August 1942, the two were killed in the police firing on the rallists. AIR News salutes the brave martyrs.
We also remember martyr Bisram Raut, who took part in the First War of Independence in Kolhapur, Maharashtra.
He was caught by the British and put on trial for desertion and mutiny. Bisram was sentenced to be transported for life with hard labor and irons and sent to the Andaman Islands, where he died in detention on the 11th of August 1859. AIR News salutes the brave son of India.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
अब हर घर की छत पर शान से फहरेगा तिरंगा, गुनगुनाए जाएंगे नव विकास के गीत, आन बान शान का प्रतीक राष्ट्रध्वज तिरंगा। आइए आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के पावन अवसर पर इस स्वाधीनता दिवस हर घर फहराते हैं तिरंगा और लेते हैं भव्य और सशक्त भारत के निर्माण का संकल्प।
आइए हर घर फहराएं तिरंगा।
In order to ensure easy availability of national flags to the citizens of the country, the post offices across the country are selling national flags at 25 rupees. India Post is selling the national flag under Har Ghar Tiranga campaign. Communication Ministry said a large number of citizens are ordering flags online through the e-post office portal. The Jammu-Srinagar National Highway is closed for vehicular traffic today due to multiple landslides and shooting stones in Ramban district. Our correspondent reports that overnight rainfall triggered multiple landslides and shooting stones at many places on the highway. Debris clearing operation is hampered as rain continues in the area. The historic Mughal Road, the alternate national highway connecting the twin border districts of Rajouri and Poonch of Jammu region with Shopian district of Kashmir Valley is, however, clear for vehicular traffic.
The Sensex and the Nifty gained more than 0.5% in the afternoon trade. Both indices climbed amid positive cues from global share markets. The Sensex surged 505 points or 0.86% to trade at 59,323. The Nifty also rose 124 points or 0.71% to trade at 17,658 when reports last came in. At the Forex market, the rupee appreciated 6 paise to trade at 79 rupees 46 paise against the US dollar in afternoon deals. Now let us have a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The minimum temperature recorded was 28 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be 35 degrees. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be 28 degrees. Chennai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be 37 degrees. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. The minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be 31 degrees. Hyderabad will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. In the northeast, Guwahati, Imphal, Shillong, Kohima, Aizawl and Itanagar will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Jagdeep Dhankar sworn in as the 14th Vice President of India. President Draupadi Murmu administers him the oath of office at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Union Cabinet approves the extension of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban Housing for All mission after December end 2024. Delhi government makes face mask wearing mandatory in public places following surge in COVID cases. BJP raises questions on the education model of Delhi government, claiming several schools closed in the last 8 years in the national capital. CBI arrests Trinamool Congress leader Onubroto Mondal in connection with cattle smuggling case. Election Commission hosting a virtual meet of the Asian Regional Forum in New Delhi today. Raksha Bandhan, the festival of special bond between brothers and sisters, been celebrated with traditional reverence and gaiety. Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrates the festival with young girls at his residence. And UN Security Council to hold emergency meeting today on the crisis at Ukraine's Zaporozhye nuclear complex. And with that we end the midday news.